Okay, so who hasn't thought about it, right? Working from home, like ditching the commute and just staying in your PJs all day.
Oh, yeah. It sounds pretty great.
But before we all go and trade our work clothes for sweatpants, we need to talk about something. Uh, the kind of dark side of working from home.
The downsides.
Yeah, work from home scams. And you shared some sources with me that really highlight how bad these scams can be.
Oh, they're bad.
And they're getting worse.
Yeah.
Like way more sophisticated.
It's true. They are getting really good at tricking people. Like, they know what they're doing. Preying on people who want flexibility or, are looking for independence.
Right.
They know how to make it look so good.
It's like irresistible.
Yeah, even to people who think they're really smart. Savvy.
Yeah, that's why I thought this deep dive would be so useful.
Yeah.
Because it's not enough to just know the basics. We need to give people the info they need to actually spot these scams
Right.
before they actually get scammed.
Yeah, before they fall victim.
So we're going to go over the most common tactics they use and give you a checklist.
A checklist?
Red flags.
Red flag to watch out for.
Okay. And we'll also talk about why these scams actually work,
Yeah.
how to protect yourself, and even what to do if you think you've already been targeted.
Okay, perfect. Let's start with, I guess, the classic fake job listings.
Yeah.
We've all seen these ads, I feel like. They always promise an insane amount of money
Ridiculous.
for doing barely any work.
Yeah. Like $5,000 a week for just working a couple hours from your couch.
Oh, yeah.
If it were that easy, everybody would be doing it.
Exactly. So that's the first red flag right there.
Yeah. The money,
Yeah.
the salary. If it sounds way too good to be true.
Too good to be true.
Yeah, for the experience required or the work involved, that's the biggest warning.
Okay.
Another thing is the language they use.
Okay.
They use a lot of vague language, or it's overly enthusiastic.
Ooh.
Like unlimited earning potential.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
Be your own boss.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
They try to get people who really want that. Yeah, it's like they're trying to sell you a lifestyle.
Exactly.
It's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle. It works because people are looking for alternative ways to make money nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
But a real employer will give you the details, like the responsibilities,
Yeah.
the company background expectations.
Mm.
They won't be afraid of the specifics.
Okay, so let's move on to something else that often sounds too good to be true.
Okay.
Upfront payments.
Oh, yeah,
This one's dangerous.
it is. So dangerous. A real employer will never ask you to pay for, training or software or equipment
Yeah.
up front. They might reimburse you later on,
Okay.
but they're not going to make you pay
Yeah.
before you even start working.
It's like they're trying to turn it around on you,
Yeah.
you're the customer,
You're the customer.
not the employee. It's just crazy to me how people fall for this.
But it makes sense when you think about it.
Okay.
People are desperate. They want a quick fix.
Yeah.
They think they found the easy money.
Right. So what can people do to avoid
Mm-hmm.
these scams?
Be skeptical. Yeah.
Healthy dose of skepticism. That'll help you.
Healthy skepticism.
Yeah. If a job needs you to pay before you earn anything, that's a bad sign. And you can always research a company. Look for reviews online.
Okay. That's great advice. Knowledge is power.
Mm-hmm.
So another scam we need to talk about is
Okay.
reshipping scams.
Reshipping scam.
This one involves actual physical goods.
Yes, it does. So the scammer pretends to be a real company. They might even make a website or use stolen logos to make it look real. And they'll send you packages,
Okay.
often expensive stuff, like electronics,
Okay.
and ask you to send them somewhere else, usually overseas.
So you're like an accomplice without realizing it.
Right.
What's the catch?
So the stuff was probably stolen, or it was bought with a stolen credit card.
Oh, well.
Yeah, and they might send you a check to cover the shipping costs.
Okay.
But it's fake. And it'll bounce. And you'll be on the hook for the money.
Wow. So you think you're doing a legitimate job,
Yeah.
but you're actually committing a crime.
Right.
And that could have some serious consequences.
Yeah.
It could be really careful with any job that involves reshipping packages, especially if they offer you money up front.
Like they're using you as a middleman.
Exactly.
A middleman.
To hide their tracks.
It's tricky.
Okay, let's talk about mystery shopper scams. I feel like this one's been around forever.
Oh, yeah. But it still works. They send you a check for your expenses as a mystery shopper.
Okay.
So you deposit the check, buy some stuff at certain stores, and then you send some of the money back to the employer.
And I'm guessing that check bounces.
It does.
Yeah.
And you're not just out the money you sent back.
Oh, no.
You're responsible for the purchases you made with the fake check, too.
So you're out the money you spent and the money you wired back.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a hard lesson to learn.
So how can people avoid this one?
Don't deposit checks from mystery shopping companies. If they want you to wire money back, it's a scam.
Yeah.
Real companies don't do that.
So this all comes back to doing your research.
It does. If you're thinking about a work-from-home opportunity, look into the company. Check their website, read reviews, and if something feels wrong, trust your gut. Yeah, better to be safe than sorry.
Always.
Okay, one more scam we need to talk about is data entry
Oh, yeah.
and typing scams.
Fighting scams. They prey on people who just want, like, simple work
Right.
that they can do from anywhere,
Right.
like data entry typing or filling out forms. Easy money for simple tasks.
Okay, but there's a catch.
There's always a catch.
What is it?
Well, they'll make you pay for training materials or software or access to their platform,
Okay.
and then the work never shows up. Or it pays so little you can't make any money.
Oh, so it's pay to play.
They had to play.
Yeah.
They get you excited about the money and then disappear.
And sometimes they turn into those pyramid schemes, too.
They do, where it becomes less about the work and more about recruiting people.
So your job is to get other people to pay.
Yeah, into the same scam.
So another red flag is if they only talk about recruiting
Yeah,
and not about the actual work involved.
yeah. And if they promise a lot of money or want you to invest up front, watch out. Legitimate businesses don't do that.
Okay, good advice.
Yeah.
Now, before we move on to part 2, we need to talk about
Okay.
phishing scams.
Phishing scams.
Yeah.
These are dangerous because they often target people who are actively looking for work.
Oh, yeah. They send fake emails or messages that look like they're from real companies.
Right. They might offer you a job,
Okay.
ask for your account info,
Oh, I've seen that.
or even threaten legal action if you don't do what they say.
Yeah, they look so real, though.
They do. They're getting really good at it.
Mm-hmm.
Like they can spoof email addresses or make fake websites that look like the real deal.
Oh, wow.
They might use careers@amazeron.com instead of careers@amazon.com.
Oh, yeah. Hoping you won't notice.
Right.
Okay, how can we protect ourselves from these?
Be careful. Scrutinize everything.
Okay.
Look for misspellings or weird grammar
Oh.
or inconsistencies in the email address or website address.
Mm-hmm.
And don't click on links unless you know they're safe.
Mm.
It's always better to type the address yourself.
And what about attachments?
Oh, yeah. Don't open attachments from people you don't know
Yep.
or ones you weren't expecting. It could be a virus or something.
Mm.
That could mess up your computer or steal your info.
So be cautious and use common sense.
Yeah.
If something seems too good to be true,
Right.
or you're not sure if an email or message is real,
Mm-hmm.
just don't engage.
Trust your gut.
Right. Better to be safe than sorry.
Always.
Okay, let's take a quick break and then come back for part 2. We'll go over even more ways to protect yourself from these scams.
Sounds good. So glad we're back. I think this is so important,
Yeah.
talking about how to protect yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
It's like we've laid out all the scary stuff.
Yeah.
Now let's give people some actual tools
Okay.
to fight back.
Yeah. One of the best things you can do is just research.
Research.
Yeah, research the company. Like before you even apply or
yeah.
give them any personal info.
Yeah, where do you even start with that?
Well, the company website's a good place,
Okay.
but don't just like glance at it.
Yeah.
Really look around.
Mhm.
Does it look professional? Do they have contact info? Like a real address, a phone number, an email address that makes sense.
Okay. Those are all good signs. What about social media? I feel like every company has a LinkedIn page at least.
Yeah, that's true. Well, but don't just look at how many followers they have.
Right.
Look at the posts they make.
Okay.
Do they like match up with the company's values?
Mm.
Are they talking to people? Does it feel real?
It's like being a detective,
It is.
looking for clues.
Yes. You can also check out review sites
Oh, yeah.
like Glassdoor, or
Those are great.
they're really helpful. You can read what other people have said, the
Yeah.
people who've worked there.
Mm-hmm.
You can get a sense of the company culture, see
Right.
how much they pay, and even see if anybody's mentioned scams.
It's like getting a behind-the-scenes look.
It is. You can often tell if it's real or not just from what people say online.
And don't forget Google.
Oh, yeah, Google's your friend.
Just search the company's name and add words like scam or review.
Right. See what comes up.
I did that once for a work-from-home job I was looking at. And I found this whole forum
Oh, wow.
where people were saying it was a scam.
Oh, good.
I totally dodged a bullet.
Good for you. A little research can really save you.
Absolutely. Okay, so another great resource is
Yeah,
the Better Business Bureau.
the BBB.
My grandma always told me to check with them
Smart grandma.
before doing business with anyone.
They're a nonprofit. They collect complaints about businesses.
Okay.
So you can search their website
Mm-hmm.
and see if there have been complaints about the company you're looking at.
I'm on their site right now.
Oh.
It's really easy to use.
Good.
You type in the name and location, and you can see their rating,
Mm-hmm.
any complaints,
Yeah.
and even how the company responded.
Yeah. It's a great way to see their track record.
Okay, so we've talked about what to look for,
Mm.
websites and reviews.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's not about what you find.
Right.
It's about what you don't find.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like if a company has no online presence at all,
Oh.
no website, no social media, no nothing,
Okay.
that's suspicious.
Yeah.
In this day and age,
Yeah.
every real business is online in some way.
That's like they're trying to hide.
Right. If you can't find anything about them, be careful.
Okay, so let's say you've done your research.
Yeah.
And you think the company's legit.
Okay.
What else can you do to protect yourself?
During the application process.
Yeah.
Okay. Never, ever give out your social security number or your bank info
Right.
until you've had an interview and you're sure the job is real.
Right. A real employer is not going to ask for that stuff in
Yeah.
an email or on the application.
Not right away.
Yeah. It's tempting to just fill out those forms,
I know.
when you're excited about a job.
It is exciting, but be careful with your info.
Yeah. And make sure you have a good password.
Yes, a strong password. Don't use the same one you use for other stuff, like your bank or email.
That's just basic online safety.
It is, but it's important.
Okay. And are there red flags to watch out for during the interview?
There are, if they're vague about the job
Okay.
or the company or their expectations,
Yeah.
that's not a good sign. A real employer will be able to answer your questions.
Right. And if they try to dodge your questions or rush you
Yeah,
into making a decision, that's bad too.
definitely. Real employers will give you time to think,
Yeah.
to do your research.
Okay.
If they're pressuring you to sign something right away,
Yeah.
that's a sign something's wrong.
Like they're trying to pressure you so
Yeah.
you don't think straight.
Exactly.
It's a tactic.
Also, watch out if they're like overselling the opportunity,
Yeah.
like promising you'll make a ton of money or get promoted quickly.
Right. They might be trying to distract you from the bad stuff.
Yeah, it's important to remember it's a two-way street.
Yeah.
You're interviewing them too.
Yes. You have the power to choose
So don't be afraid to walk away.
if it doesn't feel right.
Okay, so we talked about websites, reviews, interviews,
Mm-hmm.
any other advice.
Talk to people you know.
Oh, yeah.
Your friends, your
Yeah.
coworkers, people you went to school with.
See if they know any companies that offer remote work
Mm-hmm.
or if they've had any experience with it.
Word of mouth is so valuable.
It is. Especially from people you trust.
And you can reach out to people on LinkedIn too.
Yeah, professional networking sites can be really helpful.
People are usually happy to help.
They are. Most people want to help others avoid scams.
Okay, there's one more thing I want to talk about.
Yeah.
Reporting scams.
Reporting
They're
scams.
really important.
So important
Hmm.
because it helps protect other people.
Right. It's not just about you.
It's about everyone. If you report a scam, it helps raise awareness
Hmm.
and it helps law enforcement go after these guys.
So how do you report a scam?
In the U.S., you go to the Federal Trade Commission,
The FTC.
the FTC. They have a website,
Okay.
and you can file a complaint online.
Easy.
It's easy. It asks for some basic info,
Okay.
like how they contacted you, what they promised if you lost money,
Hmm.
and you can attach any evidence you have, like emails or screenshots.
Okay, what if you're not in the U.S.?
Most countries have something similar,
Okay.
like a consumer protection agency.
Mm-hmm.
You could usually find info on your government's website.
Even if you're not sure if it's a scam, you should still report it.
Yes, always.
Yeah.
It helps them track trends and see what's happening.
So it's like adding a piece to a puzzle.
Yes, it helps them get the big picture.
Okay, so we talked about research,
Yeah.
protecting your info,
Ah.
watching out for red flags,
Hmm.
and reporting scams. I feel like we've covered a lot.
We have. But there's always more to learn.
Okay, well, in part 3, we'll talk about some more tips for staying safe
Yeah.
and some resources for finding real work-from-home jobs.
Sounds good.
All right, we're back for the last part of our deep dive
Our last part.
into work-from-home scams.
Hmm.
And honestly, I'm feeling way more confident about all this now.
Oh, good. That's the goal.
You've given us so many good tips.
Yeah.
And I think it's important to say again, like, there are real work-from-home jobs out there.
Right.
We don't want people to be scared to try.
No. Absolutely not.
Mm.
Remote work is becoming like the norm.
Yeah.
So many companies are doing it.
So how do we find the good ones, the legit ones?
Well, a lot of the usual job websites have sections for remote work,
Okay.
like LinkedIn,
Mm-hmm.
Indeed,
Yeah.
remote.co.
Okay.
Those are all good places to start.
I've also heard good things about flex jobs.
Oh, yeah.
They check every job to make sure it's real.
They do.
It's not free, but it might be worth it.
Yeah. For the peace of mind.
For sure. And like we talked about before, networking can be really helpful.
It can.
Talk to your friends, your coworkers,
Yeah.
people you went to school with.
Absolutely.
See if they know about any remote jobs or if they've done it themselves.
You never know who might have a connection.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So let's say you find a job and you get it.
Okay.
What can you do to stay safe?
Oh, that's important. Even with a real company, you still have to be careful.
Yeah.
Be careful about what you share online.
Right.
Don't put your home address or phone number on social media or websites.
Right. You never know who's looking.
Exactly. And make sure your home Wi-Fi is secure. Use a strong password and maybe get a firewall to protect your computer.
Okay. And password managers are a lifesaver.
Yes, they are.
It's way easier than trying to remember all your passwords.
And you can make really strong, unique passwords for every site.
And we talked about phishing scams before.
Yeah.
But it's worth saying it again. Be careful about emails and messages that seem off.
Even if they look like they're from someone you know.
Right. Like always check the sender's email address.
Yes.
Make sure it's really them.
And if you're not sure, it's better to just call them.
Definitely. It's better to be safe.
And the last thing is to, stay up to date.
On the latest scams.
Yeah.
Like, how do you do that?
There are some great websites. The FTC website has a ton of info about scams.
Okay.
And the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency,
What's that?
CISA,
See.
they have tips on how to protect yourself online.
Okay. Those are good resources. And I think the main thing is just to remember that this is an ongoing thing.
It is.
You know, like staying safe online. It's not just a one-time thing.
It's like anything else. The more you know, the better.
Exactly. Well, I think that's about it for our deep dive.
I think so.
We've talked about so much. The different scams, how to spot them, how to protect yourself. Hopefully everyone listening feels more informed.
I hope so.
And more confident about working from home.
Yeah, don't let the scams stop you from doing what you want.
Right. Just be smart about it.
Do your research. Trust your gut.
That's great advice. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
Thanks for having me.
Until next time, stay safe and stay informed.